Hello and welcome to another episode of the Model Railway Files. This one, as you can probably see before you, is all about the station, specifically the station building as shown here. This one, as you can see up here, is by Metcalfe, and so I'll be showing you step by step of how to build this, even with lighting. Now, what you'll need for this is obviously glue, the kit as well obviously, and a soldering iron and various other things for if you want to put lighting in it. And because it's a Metcalfe kit, I want to make it look quite detailed, even though it already is fairly detailed. So on the corners, as usual with usual Metcalfe kits, you get this line, which is quite visible and unrealistic. So I'm going to use this watercolour set to colour in these gaps so it makes it look more realistic. I'll also be detailing the inside of this building with various paints that I have up here by Tamiya to make, and with people inside as well, to make it look more realistic. So I'll have maybe a waiting room or a cafe or something inside it. So it's time to get on with that now. Right, so in this kit we've got the instructions. Obviously it's quite a long kit, so it's got 4 pages or more of instructions, so a lot, and so it's going to take a while, hence why I'm splitting this video into many pieces. Right, as seen on the box, this kit comes with a sample of their new laser cut platform benches, which can be seen in this little packet here. I'll be building those quite near to the end as they're only a really small task and won't take long. Got all the windows here and the ridge tiles, of course. I'll probably be going for the blue ones. Now I've got these wooden laser cut things for the canopies that will go on the outside of it, as seen all the way around here. I've also got some alternative door colours and many posters and signs that you can put on the building when it's finished, as well as some extra stonework. We've got, and the rest of it is really just extra bits that you'll be putting together for it. So I'll cut all this stuff out and then I can get on with the task. Right, now as I mentioned earlier, with Metcalfe kits you always get these corners here which don't look very realistic when you've finished the model. So I've used some watercolours to mix a paint, this one here in the middle, with just using a brown and some white here, and it's produced quite a good colour. And so now I can paint it in the gap, which will make it look a lot more realistic. So I use quite a thin paintbrush because it's quite a small gap, and just get a little bit of paint and dab it on. Good thing about these buildings is they're quite similar to the card colour anyway, so it looks quite realistic anyway. But I just want to make sure that it's realistic by doing this. As you can see already, this is looking better and a lot more realistic. And there we go. That's one corner done. As you can see, it looks quite similar to the colours of the walls, and so that is perfect. And now I've shown you, I'll fast forward through the others because you don't really need to see them because I've just shown you that. So here we go. There we go. Now that's one piece done. It looks a lot more realistic now and can be ready to be put as a piece of model. It'll look a bit like that on it. Now, if you're wondering where I got this tip from, I got it direct from the Metcalfe YouTube channel, which is quite a new channel actually. They've only just started making videos, and I'm going to do this with all the pieces of building, but I'm not going to show you that because it would take absolutely ages. So anyway, I'll do that now, and I'll see you when we've done that, so we can actually build the thing. Right, so the next step is windows, and as you can see here, I've got all the inner window formers pre-painted on the insides to make them look more realistic with this paint here. And what I need to do now is stick them like this onto here to make them look like windows. There we go, just line it like that. Like that. So I'll go and get some glue ready, and then we can carry on with that. Right, I've got my glue now, which is just this Who all-purpose adhesive, which is solvent free, that Metcalfe actually recommend and do actually sell. But you may have also noticed here with the windows, I've actually painted the backs because I want it to look realistic inside the building, and so I've painted it using real wall paint, which is from Wix and is almond paint, but it's actually come out with quite a good effect that should look quite good when I fit lighting in, I should think. But anyway, now it's time to fit some windows. I think I'll start off with the Building A gable windows, which go like that. It's all dry now, yep. So for windows you barely need any glue at all. Just a few little spots. Tiny, tiny spots as well. That, and that, and that. That'll do. Just that tiny, tiny amount there. Because it's very good glue. Just wipe off any excess as well if it goes in the windows. There we go. Right, now to fix it, it's just quite simple. There we go. Now you can just align these. There we go. So that is all perfectly aligned now. And that is a window done. It dries very quickly as well, so make sure you've got the windows in the right place. But yes, that's done now. So that can go in the use for later pile. Right, next one then. Going to do the Building A inner side window, which is this window here. Simple as that. Right, needs a little bit of glue. One there, one there, one there, and one there. And one there. There we go. That's aligned too. As you can see, you can get through these windows really quickly. Building A. Now, Building B. Do these ones. It's quite similar. Spot, 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 spot. And fix it down. There we have it. Building B's in a window. Stuck. Right. Building A in the front gable windows. Quite big windows. There's a lot of windows on this building, I've noticed, and they're quite large. Hence why I want an interior. So that those inner areas that can be seen will look filled. Next is the toilet ones. Toilet ones there. And you just go like that on there. This one might be a bit harder because there's less space to put glue on, and you don't want to get it in space of the window. Another thing to take note of is that you always put the writing on so it's facing you, then you put the window on top like that. Because otherwise the frame, the white bit of the frame will be on the inside, which you don't want. There we go. Doesn't even need adjusting, that one really. And the final one for now is the toilet, the other toilets one. There we go. There we go, perfectly aligned. Now that looks like a proper window. So now that's all of the main ones done. And the only ones I really need to do now are these ones, which go at the top of the building in these little gaps here, and the bay windows, which will take a bit more because they need bending, which I'm about to do now. So pay attention. So I'll just pause the video now and I'll sort all the stuff out for those. Right, I've got everything now, and I've even done a little bit of painting on the inside of the bay window. Now I need to fit the spacers for the upper and lower for the bay. To do that you need to stick both of these together. Again, only use a tiny bit of glue because they're very small pieces, and it's very good glue. That goes on there like that. There we go. I think I might just paint the top of this bay upper to look like an actual floor, because there's no doubt it will be able to be seen when it's inside. There we go. And while it's drying, you can have a break. Right, that's now dry now. So now what we have to do is stick it on the inside of this. At the bottom, the smaller lintel goes at the bottom. Just again, tiny bits of glue. It needs to go right at the bottom, like that. You just need to hold it there for a few seconds while the glue sets a little. There we go. that'll be drying now. And when that's dry, we'll be able to put that on top. But for the moment, we can leave that, because what we need to focus now on is the doorways. Right, I've got all the doors prepared. Look, I've even painted the inside of the frame brown, of course, to make it look more realistic instead of this grey that you get on the back and the ends. I've also cut out the frames as well, both of them, because it's quite a... because you need to make it in 3 layers, which will look something similar to that. So let's get on with that then. Right, now for doors, it's quite similar to the windows, except it's probably a bit easier. So all you need to do is put a bit of blue here, 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 possibly a bit here. And then probably wipe that a bit, and then put the small one on first, like that. Make sure all the edges are flush as well. And then once you've done that, you put glue on top of that. Here, 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 and here. And then similar to the last one, you just put that on top as well. And there we go. We have a door that opens as well. And this will go on the street side of it. So it'll be one of these doors here, one of those two. So that's one of them. One of them done. I'm not going to show you the rest because frankly it's not worth it, because it's exactly the same every time. But this gable will have now dried, so it's time to fit the upper spacer, which will not be too hard. Here we go. A few bits of glue again. Before you do that, you need to put the bay window inner in. Creates a similar effect to what's on the door that we've just made. There we go. Now we can fit the inner spacer. Which goes on top of there, just like that. There we go. Now on the outside, it looks like a proper gable, proper bay window rather. All that's needed to do now on that is to fit the windows, which may be a bit harder. Firstly, so that they'll easily bend, you need to score along the lines, on the dotted lines. Which I'm doing with a pair of scissors, but you can do it with like a knife or anything really. There we go. There's one. There's the other. Right, that's that done. Now you can see it fits quite well in there. So now all we need to do, put some glue on. There, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. That should stick it well. And just place it in there. And And there we have it. One bay window. If you ask me, that looks quite good. This will actually go either here or here, so it'll be up, so it'll be quite visible. So I'm glad that I've done that extra detailing on the inside and the outside. But that now brings us to the end of this video. Sorry I haven't really done much, but it's taken a while to do all this, and this is only part one. So I'll have a lot of parts because this is quite a big project. And at some point I'll be doing platforms as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe and like this channel, and please feel free to visit our Facebook page. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.